Hello, 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 everybody. Happy Friday to you. It is a very exciting day here behind the scenes at Project Joy Live and at the Breakthrough Show Network. And I'm going to tell you all about it here in a new episode of Project Joy Live starting right now. Good morning, everybody. Do you know what day it is? Do you know what day it is? It's New Kids on the Block Day over here. Listen, I have been waiting. I've been waiting a long time, guys. I wanted to go to a New Kids concert so bad when I was little, never got to go. Then as I got older, New Kids does a lot of cruises and combo tours. They did the mixtape tour. They had some Salt and Peppa, some Debbie Gibson, Naughty by Nature, did a lot of stuff. They had the Backstreet Boys, NKOTBSB tour, all of that. But guys, I finally get to go today. I'm going to the Magic Summer Tour this evening with DJ Jazzy Jeff, Paula Abdul, and of course, New Kids on the Block. I got my favorite girl shirt on over here. I don't know if y'all can see this. This is Forever His Girl. So, Paula saying Forever Your Girl. And my husband has the blue She's My Favorite Girl shirt, and I have the Forever His Girl shirt. So we have a whole theme over here for wardrobe and everything else. Very exciting. I'm so excited. That's happening later on tonight at the Xfinity Center here in Hartford, Connecticut. Super, super, super excited for that. And there's so much that brings me joy. I can't wait to share with you this entire episode today. And I would love to know where you're joining from and what's bringing you joy down in the comments as we go to the morning brew. Listen, I've been playing around with a couple of ideas behind the scenes. I really want to do a top news segment. I want to do a top news segment that's going to be coming up here. There's going to be some new things happening come September, and I think top news segment is going to be one of those regular segments that happens. Miss Brittany is going to be joining us twice a month. Or maybe did we say every week? I don't know. She's going to be joining us often. Here on Project Joy Live. Regularly, you're going to see Miss Brittany. And if you're like, who's Miss Brittany? If you're living under a rock and don't know who Miss Brittany is, make sure you check out the Breakthrough Show this afternoon at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Brittany's going to be on there, and we're going to have some fun getting to know her about her story a little bit further on the Breakthrough Show. So for any of you that are new here this morning, I'm your host, Jessica Dugas. This is Project Joy Live, and this is the Morning Brew, where I tell you what's going to happen on the episode today. We've got to celebrate today as we talk about our national days that are happening. Frankly, I personally think it should just be National New Kids on the Block Day, but I will digress. All of that said, we will talk about a couple national days. We're going to finish up the third part of this little mini series, which is part of a larger series that I'm doing about pillars of joy, things that help me to tap into be joy on a day-to-day basis and understand that I am the joy and the creator and finder and all the things around joy. And all of that being said, it's going to be part of a larger series, like I said, but we've been talking this week about a flag that I saw a couple weeks ago and how it hit me at the right time. And so we'll finish up that series talking about anchoring in joy today. And then, of course, we've got birthdays, got another look at that Friendship Paradox teaser trailer. Lots of goodness happening, lots of girlfriend happening. Miss Brittany's here this morning in that front row. Good morning, Miss Brittany. Miss Nancy's here. Girlfriend is going to her dream concert tonight. I can't touch this. That would be very cool if he could be there as well. Some MC Hammer, hell yeah, that would be awesome. Yes, very very excited. What's bringing Brittany joy is being on the Breakthrough Show this afternoon, so we're really excited about that. We're really excited. Let me know what you guys have planned for this weekend. We're doing the concert tonight, and then. Uh, I'm gonna be so high when I when I come on Soul Saturday Morning Coffee tomorrow, you guys. It's gonna be I'm still be riding high, I'm sure, and have lots to talk about. So really excited about that coming up tomorrow as well. Um all that to say this is time to get in to the rest of the show. Let's celebrate today with some national holidays. We have found that there's always a reason to celebrate here on Project Joy Live. It's National Water Balloon Day. Water Balloon Day. I love some water balloons, let me tell you. And I remember one of my favorite things with um this perfect timing with summertime. I used to go to recreation every summer, and you knew that they got good funding when we got to do the water balloons instead of just the little paper cups for Duck Duck Splash. Anybody else Duck Duck Splash fans out there? Listen, I used to love some Duck Duck Splash growing up, and I wasn't an outdoorsy, sporty kind of person, but you get me involved with splashing somebody with water, and there I am. But you knew we were going to have a good time when they brought out the big bucket of water balloons instead of the little paper cups for summer recreation. So that just brought back a whole hell of a lot of memories for me. So let me know if you'd be down for some Duck Duck Splash here today. It's on this National Water Balloon Day. It's also International Beer Day, which is the first Friday in August. I've never been a big fan of beer. I enjoy nowadays I enjoy beer for cooking cuz I don't drink anymore anyway, but I love to make beer bread. I love to use beer when barbecuing on the grill and stuff. So, lots of great ways to use beer, even if you don't want to drink it. So, let me know if you're going to celebrate International Beer Day today. It's also National Coloring Book Day. I love coloring. Does anybody here not enjoy coloring? Let me know. I think it's very peaceful. I mean, I suppose it could bring back some memories of maybe you're coloring outside the lines back in kindergarten days, but let me know if you enjoy coloring or if you're going to celebrate that today. Finally, it is National Ice Cream Sandwich Day, and y'all know I could get behind all the ice cream sandwiches. And if you don't want yours, I will for sure take it. Okay, I will take it. All right, let's talk about our topic today in the Daily Uplift with finishing this little mini series to kick off the Pillars of Joy. All right, so listen, on Monday, I started this little mini series where I've been sharing about a flag that I saw. And I'll kind of do a brief recap, and then we're going to get into anchoring in joy today. So, little overview is that, from the start of Project Joy, the topic has always been joy here, but we've sort of had a breakthrough moment as we've come through going from, finding the joy to creating the joy to now this year really focusing on being the joy, understanding that we are joy, the life we live is joy, and it's up to us to whether or not we tap into that. And sort of removing some of the preconceived notions and expectations of what we think joy is supposed to look like. Okay. And so the first day I was sharing with you guys about this flag that I saw at Ocean Beach Park here in southeastern Connecticut. And there's several flags. There's the United States flag that's flying, the Connecticut flag, and then I saw the other flag, which I've seen 100 million times before, but I had really been struggling that week, and I noticed the flag, and I gave it symbolism. I gave it meaning for me. The flag says, "Don't give up the ship." Don't give up the ship, which is a very New England very New England things to say, which is much with as much as people boat and fish and whatnot around here. So um I really felt like seeing that message in a week that was I was being challenged in a very deep way, that that message was for me, and I gave that flag meaning for me. I gave it symbolism, and we talked Monday about how one of the places that we can really examine whether or not we are being joy is the symbolism or meaning that we give to things, people, or circumstances. What is the meaning that you're giving to things? And so we examined that on Monday. And then Wednesday, I talked about how we can start to tap into that joy all the time. I'm going to go back to really quickly my notes here because I I want to make sure that I'm telling you guys the right thing. But at any rate, we talked about uh, turning despair into determination. And how do we actually move through that? Can we experience joy during times of despair? Well, it goes back to that first part of what meaning are you assigning to things? What symbolism are you assigning to things? And then there are those things that can really help us. So one of the things I mentioned was surrounding ourselves with really good people, people that are going to lift us up and hold us accountable. If we say that we want something in our lives, are those the people that we're surrounding ourselves with, are they ones that are going to encourage us to live the kind of lives that we say that we want to live? So we talked about many different things where that's concerned. Good morning, Lynn. Good to see you here today. And today we're going to talk about anchoring in joy. What are those things that help us to remember that we are the joy, on especially in times where it's challenging, especially in times when it's challenging. And so it my message to everybody today about this is that it recognizing that you are the joy needs to become second nature in order to be in it, which means that it's very challenging to find the joy in difficult situations if you haven't been practicing being the joy when times are easier. It's an every single day process. So just coming into um, awareness, I think, is one of the most important things. And some of the ways that we can become more aware of joy and the experience of it is gratitude. We've talked about gratitude often on this show, especially when we're visited by the queen of gratitude herself, Miss Sharon Saraga Walters, who I saw this morning, by the way. But tapping into gratitude, what are those things that you're grateful for in your life? Also, affirmations are another great tool when you're not feeling it. But remember that in order for affirmations, kind of a catch 22, in order for affirmations to work, you need to feel it, but sometimes it's hard to feel it. So, looking at the language that you're using when you say affirmations, if you were just diagnosed with like a something that really just is horrible for you in your mind, it's the end of the world, it's just been horrible, and you're walking around going, I am the joy, it's probably not going to help you if you don't feel that. So, saying something like, I am in the process of recognizing joy. I am in the process of being joy. I am currently working towards a joyful existence. I am learning to find the joy within, all affirmations like that. And watching our language with the affirmations is really, really important. Again, to anchor in joy, I have to go back to how important it is to surround yourself with people who are uplifting for you, are people that are going to hold you accountable, and I think there's a healthy mix that sort of needs to happen when we're experiencing challenging times. So there's a lot of people that will tell you that we'll use those toxic positivity phrases or spiritual bypassing or whatever else. Or, if you're going through something, let me know if you guys have ever been going through something and you make a positive statement, or you're trying to pump yourself up and somebody says, it's okay to cry. It's okay to be mad. It's okay to be really frustrated right now. And it's like, so many people are caught in this place of going, well, if you're sad or you're angry or you're frustrated or you're going through a hard time, that it has to look like this. We can be sad, angry, frustrated, all those things, and still choose to lift ourselves up, choose to put a smile on our face, choose to say a positive affirmation. I believe that we are very layered individuals, and that it is possible for us the joy is experiencing all of these things in a very layered way. And so I think it's important for us to surround, if our goal, I will disclaimer here. If your goal is to be the joy, if your goal is to recognize joy in a bigger way, to understand that joy comes from within, then I believe it is important to surround ourselves with people who are going to acknowledge the challenges that we face while still not encouraging us to sit in it, if that is our goal. And I say that in a big way, if that is our goal. Because some people, I'm not convinced that every person is supposed to plow through challenges. I'm very much a believer that it takes people different times, and again, I'm not convinced that that's everybody's journey to work through everything. But if that is your goal, and we're talking about accountability here, if you're like, joy is who I am, this is how I want to live, then we have to be surrounded with people who are going to hold us accountable to that and say, not saying like, hey, snap out of it, right? Like, that's not what we're looking for in a relationship, but someone that can go, hey, I'm here for you. I honor what you've been through. How can we move forward from this? How can I help you? Just asking those questions in a loving, friendly way. We're not going, hey, Lynn, snap out of it here. That's not what we're doing. But to go, hey, like, it really sucks what you're going through. Do you need any help making a plan to get through it? How can I be a better friend? How can we go through it? Yes, Lynn says, I agree. I'm in the process of finding joy right now. I love that. I love that. Yes, with the just that little shift in language can be so helpful for us, because I talk about with affirmations, especially with health ones for me. It is, could you imagine? I'm going to use this as a really extreme example. You break your leg, okay? You can literally, I'm not even going to get graphic. Maybe you can even see it. Like, you break your leg, okay? Can you imagine that just having happened and going, using the affirmation, I am in no pain right now. I am healthy and well. Could you just, that even just sounds silly. It sounds silly because you could see and you're in pain and all of that. So, but to say like, I am in the process of being calm. I am working through this pain. I am strong as I deal with this. You could be real and positive at the same time. I think it's so important. Brittany said, how boring would life be if we didn't experience all of those emotions? Absolutely. And at the same time, giving ourselves permission. That's why it's so important, I think, to surround ourselves with, supportive people as well, because you're also going to get the different perspectives of people. Everybody's going to see things in a very different way, which that's not about going and following any specific person for the way that they feel, but witnessing how a whole room of people feel. It helps us to bring into perspective what we really feel and what we really experience. I can't tell you how many times You know, and at how other people are responding and going, that's not how I want to be. Or, and not in a judgment way for how they're feeling, but just going, that's not, it's a recognition of that's not who I am. That's not how I want to behave. Or going, man, I wish I was a little bit more like that, and going, how can I emulate that sort of response and or behavior, and so surrounding ourselves with good people. How else can we anchor things in? Using all of our senses can help us anchor in the joy and really lean into being the joy. When you're having trouble tapping in, and you're going through a really challenging time, just go through all the senses. As weird as it might sound, go through all the senses and ask yourself, what do I see around me right now that's joyful? What do I hear that's joyful? What do I smell that's joyful? What do I taste that's joyful? What can I feel that's joyful? You can even bring in that sixth sense. What do I sense that's joyful right now around me? What do I envision? What do I expect out of the situation? So going through all of those senses can help us really tap into being the joy when we're going through challenging times. So I hope that this little mini series is a good start for you guys as we lean into this bigger picture of pillars of joy. What are those things that help me to recognize that I am the joy, and I do have the choice at any given moment to tap into that joy? Recognizing, really quickly, we'll go over recognizing the significance, the signs, the symbols, the symbolism, the meaning that I give to any thing, person, or circumstance, moment in time, even. What are the signs and the symbols, the meaning that I'm giving to things? Two, recognizing how I move from despair to determination. So some of those things, surrounding myself with good people, remembering that I am, everything is a choice, all of that. And then finally, like we're talking about today, choosing to anchor in that joy. Find those things, whether it's you going through the senses. Another great thing, writing things down, tapping into gratitude. Who are you surrounding yourself with? All of those things are beginner pillars, ways that you can tap into being the joy. I hope you're enjoying this mini series. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to look at the teaser for the Friendship Paradox, the Breakthrough Show Network, and we'll be back to finish up with birthdays right after this. Don't go anywhere.
On April 4th, I was 90 years old, grandson of slaves. My parents were first generation free. A long time ago, I embraced the definition of love. Love is the experience of well-being. And a friend is one who mutually shares that experience of well-being with you, which opens up almost infinite creative possibilities.
They're about discovering who you are, digging deep, reaching to the core of your soul. They're about healing yourself, understanding your beliefs, creating a ripple effect. And it's not just those initial moments that matter. It's about using them to bring more joy into our own lives and the lives of others. It's about having fun, letting loose, enjoying every moment life has to offer. It's about finding a safe space. It's about creating connection. Join us each and every day for exclusive programming, special events, and a community to call home, where we invite you to explore, change the way you look at and live your life, and go beyond the breakthrough. So we ask you, are you ready? We'll see you online at thebreakthroughshow.com.
Welcome back to Project Joy Live. It is Friday, my friends. Officially, I'm calling it. It's New Kids on the Block Day. It's New Kids on the Block Day. I'm going tonight to see Paula Abdul, DJ Jazzy Jeff, and New Kids on the Block. I'm so freaking excited. So excited, you guys. But we love to celebrate birthdays here. That's another great reason to celebrate. I guess it's more than just New Kids on the Block Day. So let's celebrate birthdays together now.
Happy birthday to you.
Really quickly, I want to mention this. So I know sometimes we get birthdays that come up that may be a little bit fun for the times. We'll go with that. Maybe they're a little bit controversial. We'll call it that. But at any rate, I want to say this. We're coming up on political times. Occasionally, you'll hear political names like today mentioned in our birthdays. And my belief is, I want to tell you guys where I stand. If I mention someone's birthday, that doesn't even mean that I'm a fan. It doesn't mean anything other than I believe every single person. The reason we celebrate birthdays on this show is because I believe every single person has a purpose on this planet, and their lives have meaning in some kind of way. And last night I watched. I can't even remember the name of it. It's on Netflix, but it's about boy bands and talking specifically about Lou Pearlman, who was the one that founded Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, O-Town, a whole bunch of boy bands, and he was going to monopolize the whole thing. At any rate, he ended up getting in trouble for fraud and all this other stuff. The story's really interesting. And ultimately, he ended up, I don't know if you know the story or you've seen this, but he died in prison. And after he died in prison and he went to go get, apparently 5 people. Now, this is the man, he did a lot of, not great things, but 5 people went to his funeral. With all that he did in his life, only 5 people went. His headstone isn't even, like, his grave isn't even marked with a headstone, which is wild to me. But the one person that was talking, which I believe was from the band O-Town, he said he often felt conflicted because he felt like here's this guy who is responsible for the fame that he had in his life. So he did a lot of really great things, but he also did a lot of really not great things. And he was like, you sort of have to separate the two things and realize, going back to us humans being very layered, that at the end of the day, he was human, and, that he deserved to have life, is what the one person said. So I just want to say that about going into birthdays, because I feel like the air is a little bit thick and heated as we head into election season, and the air gets a little thick. It gets a little thick. And so I just want to say that about that. If we ever get to a birthday that you feel some kind of way about, just you could la for a moment while we go through that. Good morning, Tawana. Good to see you today. So all of that being said, let's get into the birthdays today. In the celebrity world, Charlie XCX, singer, which my friend Kathy kills her I Love It song, which, that song, I don't care, I love it. That's a whole vibe. That's all. It's a whole vibe. Charlie XCX, 32 years old today. Vice President hopeful JD Vance is 40 years old today. Happy birthday, JD Vance. Interestingly enough, I think pretty young to be, you know, compared to some other folks. We'll just go with that. Kevin Smith, actor, producer, all that good stuff. I think Jay and Silent Bob is where I remember Kevin Smith from, 53 years old. Wes Craven, horror film. All the horror films, you guys, who passed away in 2015. He had a birthday today. Britt Nicole, singer, is 40 years old today. Oh, Miss Tawana's mother's birthday was July 29th. Tawana, put her name there so I can make sure to include her today. In addition, we had Chris Carter, who I went to school with back in the day. Happy birthday, Chris, who this was yesterday. And also one of my college roommates and my friend, she's actually the godmother of my son, Sky, Karen DeFranzo, also had a birthday as well. I'm making sure I got everybody here. Chris Carter, Karen DeFranzo, and then I'm gonna come back here and check Lorraine. She would have been 85. Miss Lorraine. I feel you here, Miss Lorraine. Okay, here we go. We're going to get our birthday song on. Let's do it. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Charlie XCX, JD Vance, Kevin Smith, Wes Craven, Britt Nicole, Chris Carter, Karen DeFranzo, and Miss Lorraine. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to all those that are celebrating. I hope you are set up to have an amazing day, and to celebrate all year. We kind of go, sometimes we go from, okay, happy birthday, and then enjoy your week, enjoy your month. What the hell? Just enjoy life. Okay, there's your birthday gift. Where's my bell? I don't know. It's in a box. I've been cleaning up around here. So love it. Let's talk about what's happening the rest of the week on the Breakthrough Show Network. All right, this afternoon, or after the show here, we have a Pomodoro session coming up at 9:55 a.m. Eastern Time. Check in, work with us from 10 to 12. All you got to bring is you and your to-do list. You just go to the breakthroughshownetwork.club and you'll find our collaborative workspace under workspaces. And you can come and join us for accountability and motivation to get those things done on your to-do list. Coming up this afternoon at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, Miss Brittany Floyd is on the Breakthrough Show, talking about her story. You guys have seen her as a moderator. You've seen her in craft circles. You've seen her on Project Joy. And I thought it was about time we got her on the main stage on the Breakthrough Show. So she's going to be joining us at 1 p.m. Eastern Time today, while I'm on my way to Xfinity Theater in Hartford, Connecticut to see New Kids on the Block and Paul Abdul this evening. Just had to throw that in there one more time. You will see playing at 3 p.m. today, the replay of Dorothy Ogier's episode of the Breakthrough Show, which, was a beautiful episode. And as many of you know, Dorothy passed away a couple years ago, but her birthday was today. I want to thank everybody who joined us for the reading of her poem For Love this morning at the early 7 a.m. hour. Always appreciate you guys for popping in there when you're able to, but it's even more meaningful on what would have been her birthday today. So be sure to join us for that tomorrow. We have, of course, our Soul Saturday morning coffee happening at 9:30 a.m. amongst other things. So don't forget to join us for that. I'm going to check over to the comments one more time. Tawana said everybody calls her Mama Lorraine. I think the reason I call her Miss Lorraine is because I had a neighbor, Miss Lorraine, growing, and I always called her Miss Lorraine. It was Lorraine, and I just called her Miss Lorraine coming up. It's just it. So it just hit me. It's Miss Lorraine. It was Mama Lorraine and then Miss Lorraine. I don't know. It's just there. It's just there. You're so welcome. Yes. Ding, ding. Ding, ding. It's happening. It's going to be a great night. It's going to be a great weekend here on the Breakthrough Show Network. I hope you all are set up to have an amazing weekend. I want to remind you to make joy a priority in your life today and every day because you are the joy. I'm your host, Jessica Dugas, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, everybody.
And I've been lifting myself up, yeah, I've been climbing.